Welcome to the Dark Vault. Tonight, we leave behind ancient castles and forgotten tombs to visit an ordinary house in an ordinary English neighborhood. A place where children played in the streets, families went to work every morning, and nothing seemed out of place. But behind one front door, a family would claim they were under attack by something they could not see. Objects moved on their own. Walls echoed with unexplained knocking. A young girl was allegedly dragged by an invisible force. And eventually, witnesses claimed to see a dark hooded figure standing silently at the top of the stairs. This is the story of the Black Monk of Pontefract, a case that many paranormal investigators consider one of the most violent hauntings ever documented in Britain. But was it a genuine supernatural event? A psychological mystery? Or one of the greatest ghost stories ever told? If you dare to open the vault, let's begin. England, 1966. The town of Pontefract in West Yorkshire was not famous for ghosts. It was a quiet working-class community where families lived simple lives. In August of that year, Joe and Jean Pritchard moved into a council house at 30 East Drive with their two children, Philip and Diane. Like any family, they were excited about their new home. There was nothing unusual about the property. No famous murders. No local legends that they knew of. No warnings from neighbors. At first, life was normal. Then the strange events began. One evening, members of the family noticed a strange white powder drifting through the air. It did not seem to fall from the ceiling. It simply appeared. Soon after, they heard knocking sounds. Not one knock, not two, but repeated loud banging coming from different parts of the house. They searched for pipes. They checked the walls. Nothing explained the sounds. The family tried to ignore it, but the activity became worse. Water puddles would appear on the floor. Household objects would move. Strange cold spots were felt throughout the home. The family jokingly called the unseen presence Mr. Nobody. If something fell, Mr. Nobody did it. If they heard footsteps, Mr. Nobody was walking again. But eventually, nobody was laughing. According to the Pritchards, the disturbances became violent. Furniture reportedly moved without anyone touching it. Pictures fell from walls. Heavy objects were thrown. Friends and neighbors who visited the home also claimed they saw unusual events. Word spread quickly. Some people thought the family was making everything up. Others believed they were witnessing something terrifying. But then the activity focused on one person, 12-year-old Diane Pritchard. Many famous poltergeist cases around the world seem to involve teenagers. Some psychologists believe emotional stress can somehow influence these reports. Paranormal investigators have their own theories. Whatever the truth may be, Diane was at the center of the storm. The family claimed she was pushed, scratched, and physically attacked. One of the most disturbing stories says that an unseen force grabbed her by the throat and dragged her upstairs while others watched in horror. Whether you believe it or not, that story became one of the most chilling parts of the entire case. Then came the sightings. For months, there had only been strange sounds and moving objects. Now there was something else. A figure. Witnesses described a tall, dark shape. Some said it wore a black robe. Others claimed its face looked skeletal. It stood silently, watching. Sometimes at the top of the stairs, sometimes in dark hallways. The newspapers eventually gave the mysterious figure a name, the Black Monk of Pontefract. But why a monk? Local legends soon appeared. Some claimed a monk had lived in the area centuries earlier. Others said he had committed terrible crimes and was executed. Some stories claimed he cursed the land. The problem is, historians have struggled to prove these stories. There is no clear evidence that this mysterious monk ever existed. It is possible the legend was created after the haunting became famous. But Pontefract did once have a medieval religious community. Dominican monks, often called Black Friars because of their dark robes, lived nearby centuries ago. Could the family have seen something connected to that forgotten history? Or was their imagination filling in the blanks? As the story spread across Britain, paranormal investigators arrived. Journalists visited the house. Neighbors came to see for themselves. Some left convinced. Others remained skeptical. Unlike many ghost stories, this case involved numerous witnesses over several years. Yet no scientific proof was ever produced. No photograph clearly captured the monk. No recording proved the haunting. The entire mystery rests on eyewitness testimony. And eyewitnesses can be mistaken, but they can also be sincere. That is what makes this case so fascinating. Skeptics have offered many explanations. Perhaps the children played tricks. Perhaps fear and stress influenced the family. Perhaps the media exaggerated the events. Maybe a combination of all three. But believers point to one simple question. Why would an ordinary family willingly invite ridicule, newspaper attention, and public criticism if nothing unusual had happened? That question remains unanswered. Years passed. The disturbances reportedly became less frequent. The family continued living in the house. According to later interviews, they eventually stopped calling the entity Mr. Nobody. They gave it a name: Fred. Imagine living in a house where unexplained events become so common that you simply accept them as part of everyday life. That idea may be more frightening than any ghost story. Today, 30 East Drive has become famous among paranormal investigators. Visitors still report strange experiences. Some claim to hear footsteps. Some say they feel watched. Others leave disappointed, experiencing nothing unusual at all. The Black Monk has never been proven to exist, but neither has the mystery been completely explained. Perhaps that is why this story survives, because it forces us to ask difficult questions. Can fear create its own reality? Can entire groups of people experience the same illusion? Or are there places where something unknown still waits in the darkness? Before we close the vault tonight, I want to hear from you. Do you believe the Pritchard family was telling the truth? Was the Black Monk a real supernatural entity? Was it mass hysteria? Or was there another explanation that no one has discovered? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring forgotten mysteries, haunted places, and true unexplained stories from around the world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to The Dark Vault, and turn on notifications so you never miss what waits behind the next locked door. Because every week, we open another vault, and some secrets were never meant to be found. Good night, and stay out of the dark.